Welcome to Black Businesses Matter, a podcast about why Black businesses matter and the benefits of collaborating and advocating for Black businesses to drive impact. Each episode will cover legacy, hope, Black joy, funding sources, cultural shifts, equality, and so much more. Known as the brand maven who transforms organizations with her storytelling prowess, meet Larvetta L. Lofton, host of Black Businesses Matter.
I am Larvetta Lofton, your host and the founder of the L3 Agency.
We will provide inspiration and action while spreading some joy to a thriving community of Black business owners and leading thought leaders.
Alrighty, guys. I'm excited about our next guest. You all know we've talking about Women's History Month, and we are super intentional with identifying amazing women of color, namely Black women, who have created a business that services women, services, people, services communities, services organizations. And so I want to make sure that you all understand that, women do incredible things. And we just want to take this moment and highlight, when we think about Women's History Month, we certainly love our historians and people who paved the way. We love them. So we never want to move away from that because we need our ancestors to be able to be this. But we want to also highlight those that are doing amazing work today, that are changing narratives, that are changing the way people eat. They're changing the way people live, the way people want to do. So, and just building confidence and everything around that. And when I tell you all this next woman to the show is definitely that. And I'll tell you all how we met so you all can understand why she's here. I know sometimes you all wonder, where do we get these incredible guests from? Sometimes we get them with me being out and I'm like, I want her on the show. And then I call my wonderful, wonderful associate producer, Katori, and she gets them on the show. And so that's the part that we get. And so this young lady is that woman. She has a profound commitment to healthcare and a passion for helping individuals look and feel their best. And when I tell you all, she looks amazing. LaTrina Joshua has built a career that bridges the realms of medicine and aesthetics. Yes, medicine and aesthetics, guys. I want you all to understand that there are people out here, and they are here on the south side of Chicago that are doing this incredible work. LaTrina's journey in healthcare began with her passion to help others who laid the groundwork for a dynamic and rewarding career. Early on, she felt a calling to empower individuals in ways that extended beyond traditional medical care. This desire to enhance people's confidence and a quality of life led to the establishment of Bijou Body Spa. Yes, making me feeling real good right about now. As a nurse, she possesses a deep understanding of the human body's intricate workings, and this knowledge forms the foundation of Bijou Body Spa success. LaTrina is a Goldman Sachs 10 KSB alumni. Ooh, yeah, I need some music around that. A member of the Chicagoland Chamber of Commerce, National Association of Women Business Owners, which is called NABO, American Med Spa Association, AmSpa, Beverly Area Planting Center, which is considered BAPA, right? Is it BAPA? It's BAPA. And the Beverly Hills 95th Street Business Association. So, guys, I want you all to know that, listen, we've got listeners all over the world, and I need you guys to frame yourself and understand that she is building this spa on the south side of Chicago because we like to give them kind of geographic understanding. So when you visit Chicago, that you put this on your list to be able to go spend your dollars, or perhaps you have a friend here and you want to book them, right? So we want to make sure that people have something to say for a friend. Like, you have a friend in another state and you like, okay, what could I give them? You could give them a gift certificate here. So we like to just help people understand how there are multiple ways that you can support a business, not being in this side of town, whether you live on the north side of Chicago and you have a friend on the south side or a family member, or you live in Zimbabwe, right? Absolutely. And you have. So we want to create that. So I just want to say, LaTrina Joshua, welcome to the show.
Thank you. So I want to say, first off, thank you for doing this. This is so important to not only our community, but Black women. Yeah. We've gone for so many years unrecognized. It's our time. Yes. And I knew from the very first time that I met you, I wanted to be here. And it was just the light that you carry Thank you for what you do, because you don't have to do this, but you take your time and also your assistant, Katori, and your effort, and you put it into us and back into the community. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my heart is just full with that. And I thank God for that, because LaTrina, sometimes you wonder, why do you do what you do? Why do you put in the work, right? And then you get this to say you got a little bit more push to keep going, to be able to keep going. And so this spirit that you have, which is just radiant, from the moment we met at an event in Chicago, on the south side of Chicago. So I want everybody to understand that you can find incredible lights, because they want to do everything they can to darken the south side of Chicago and put fear into our minds, so that we don't move and support these businesses. But before we get into like who you are, LaTrina, I want people to know, who were you as a little girl?
It's so funny you said that, because I was just thinking about who I was. So you read my bio.
Yes.
But who I really am is a little girl from the south side of Chicago. I grew up in Inglewood, single mother.
Okay.
Father, wasn't there. Thank God for who he was, because it made me who I am.
Yeah, that's powerful. I like that you said that.
Yeah,
Thank
I
God
mean,
for
it teaches
that.
you what you'll deal with and what you won't deal with in life. And so, a little girl from the south side of Chicago. I went to Dunbar Vocational High School.
Oh, wow. I lived not across the street, but I lived not far from Dunbar.
Really? Yeah. So low end.
Oh, you real
Low end.
Chicago. She know about the low end. I ain't want to hit her with that.
Low end and low end.
So I'm from the low end. Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
So, I mean, those were my beginnings, and I lived in a house with, my cousins. I have multiple sisters, and we grew up in a home where my great aunt and my grandmother just kind of raised the whole family together.
Okay.
They came here from Alabama, mulatto.
Okay.
They grew up, mulatto children, and then they moved here, and we were raised here.
Okay.
I just kind of ducked and dodged bullets to get to school. Wow. I did. And so that's my life. I don't regret a moment of it. It made me who I am. But, it taught me a lot of things. It helped me to be the mother that I am today. I'm somebody's grandmother.
Wow.
Today.
And she fine, y'all. She fine. Do you hear me? Like a glamorous fine, okay? And she a grandma, just for the record.
I am a grandma. He calls me grandma.
Oh.
None of those cute names.
None of those cute names.
No,
you a real grandma.
I'm a grandma.
Even though you fly and you
I'm
cute
a
and you glamorous, he like,
he's grandma. And I answer yes.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love it.
But it's I carry all of that with me, my beginnings, how I got to where I am. It wasn't easy. Sometimes I could probably make it look easy, but I often, tell people, like, I don't know if you could have walked a mile in my shoes. So walk in your shoes and let me help you. It's all about, I became a nurse years ago.
Wow. Tell me what made you go
into nursing?
Yeah.
Ever since I was a child, it was always about what I could do. So my mom used to come in, and there were children in the neighborhood that were like, they were hungry. And my family was that family that every Sunday, everyone from the church was coming to my house to eat. My grandmother and aunt cooked big meals. So we always had big pots of food. So I would invite everyone in, all the children in the neighborhood, and we would eat up, the food that, my family had made. It was about helping people. And so for me, that's what it is about. I hate to see people hungry. I hate to see people in need. And so when I went into nursing, it was really about being able to help. To help. I remember when I first started nursing, and I couldn't take a break from nursing. Like, people would go on their breaks, and I could not, because it was me in a race against time, trying to make sure that everyone got there. I had like 40 patients to myself, to make sure that everyone got the meds that they needed, or even the people who couldn't talk to me and tell me they were in pain. You have to assume by what's going on with them that they are in pain. And so as a nurse, I felt like that was my duty, to make sure that while you're on my watch, that you get what you need, because I don't know if the person that's coming behind me is going to feel the same way that I do. So at least while I'm here, you got what you needed. It got to the point where I started getting anxiety. I got severe anxiety. My heart was racing, fluttering, and I was in the hospital with a heart monitor on.
Wow.
And I was stressed out. I was I was having panic attacks and nightmares about my days working in long-term care
Wow.
and taking care of families. And so, you know how we do. We're not taught to go to therapy.
Baby, we are not.
We're taught to pray about it.
Come on. Pray about it and get up and, go to work and get over it.
And get over it.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did.
Wow.
I did that. It went away.
Okay.
Because I had something to do.
Yeah.
And so, 2019 came. I had been in the game almost 20 years. And I decided, you know what? It's time for me to step outside of this and do something different for our people. I love aesthetics and I love nursing. And so for me, this wellness center was everything. My best friend and I, we were sitting down at the dinner table one day and she said, hey, you ever thought about this? You ever heard about this non-invasive way to liquefy fat? And so we sat down, we looked up everything. I'd heard of laser lipo, but I'd never heard of cavitation lipo and all the other things that come along with it. And so I did my research. There was no one who said that this did not work for them. And so I found me a class right away. I'm that person, like, tell me it works, I'm out of here. I went to Atlanta, I found a class. The class in Atlanta taught me absolutely nothing. I came back and I learned everything on my own.
Wow.
Because I knew the body, it was a little bit easier for me. And so I started Bijou Health and Wellness.
Wow. And when I say this is because, first of all, I'm pausing because I want to make sure that people understand your moment of having panic attacks.
Oh, yeah.
Not because you were helping others. Like that in itself, just resonating with that, I can feel that.
Yeah.
Like you're helping others for people that, one could be economically not equipped to do everything, right? Didn't have the family. And when I say economics, I don't always say money. You could have, economics resources. It could be a number of things that this is your only option to be able, but you have this nurse who cares, right? And to be able to do that. So to your point, but you don't know what nurse you're going to get tomorrow.
Oh my God. You don't know what nurse you're going to get tomorrow. And by me being able to leave there and go home, and these residents living here, like this is home for them. Some of them never got to see their families. And so I would take, their joy is children. Seeing children jump around. So I would take my children are young. They're grown now, but they were young at the time. So to take my children in there and just to take my children to the dollar store and buy these little trinkets. My grandmother called them trinkets.
Yeah.
To buy these little trinkets and to take them into, and by me being a nurse there, I kind of knew what some of the residents needed. So I would go out and buy those little things and I would have my children to give them to them around Christmas, especially the people who I knew family was not going to come and visit them or they just didn't have family. Some people just don't have family.
That's it. People just don't have, and that's fair. They could
just
have all
don't
passed
have
away. There could be they could have moved to a different country or different.
Absolutely.
I mean, it could be a number of reasons. And I think we make assumptions that some people, there is a girl who literally, she was doing COVID and, she was at the time, she's lost her parents. She doesn't have kids. So she ultimately lives alone. And so she doesn't have this connection to cousins. So when we were I remember a group text, COVID, and I was like, I'm making decisions to get vaccinated for my parents because they were up in age and I didn't want to expose them to, things like that, get them sick. And she was like, well, I don't have to worry about any of those things because it's just me, right? So then there was a point that you just kind of was like, oh, that's so sad. You for a moment.
But those are the things that you really don't think about.
Yeah.
Because those are the things that you kind of take for granted.
You do.
Because you just take for granted that everyone has someone.
Correct.
But there are people out here that
really has.
And I don't care there are young people out here.
Yep, that's true. Who
really have no one.
That's true.
They have no one.
That's true.
And so, we have to reach those people.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have to be there for those people.
Yeah. And I think, you transition, because I have a very good friend who does holistic yoga, meditation, and she was in the nurse. Well, she was on her way to nurse, but then she started off as a dental hygienist. Then she moved. So I feel like it's all the common same word is help, right?
Absolutely.
You're helping. You want to help, but you don't know kind of with this because a lot of things that we had, we didn't have these options or these resources to know that this is. So tell me about the spa. I want to learn about because I think so. Because I know that you have a unique spa, and I want people to understand the offerings that you have at your spa, so people can really, because you talked about the invasive. Like I want you to talk about that a little bit.
Okay, so there are people out here who are either afraid to have invasive surgery.
Okay.
Or they are...
Well, tell me what would be an example of an invasive surgery.
Invasive surgery would be anything that is creates an opening inside of your body.
It. Okay.
So that would be liposuction. Okay. That would be tummy tuck, breast augmentation.
Got it.
Any of those things would be considered invasive plastic surgery.
Got it. What about if you want to close up your ear? Is that invasive? Like you cut your ear and you want to close it up?
So the cutting is the invasive, the fact that you cut it.
Got it.
Closing it up is just it's invasive, but it's closing.
Got it. Okay, yeah. Thank you for that.
You ripping it is actually what happened. That was invasive. That's what happened to you. That was invasive. Okay. Anytime that it is opened, opens you to infection, the outside elements, that's invasive.
Got it.
And so that isn't what we do there. Okay. I'm not only am I a nurse, I'm I'm certified manual lymphatic therapist. Okay. I'll tell you in a minute why I got into that. Okay. But the non-invasive is cavitation liposuction.
What's that?
That's ultrasound. So it's actually devices that I use to liquefy fat via ultrasound technology. Oh. So you can hear the fat being liquefied internally, but I can't hear it externally. Oh. So your job is to make sure you're drinking half your body weight in ounces of water. Make sure that you are doing some form of cardio because the fat that I liquefy comes out in your urine, your sweat, and your feces. Oh. Yeah, so it may come out in the form of bubbles in your urine. Wow. It may come out. You'll definitely see a cloud of oil on the surface of the toilet water when you go into urinate. Oh, wow. Your poop may have fat particles or it may float. That indicates that there's some fat in there. Your sweat when you're working out may be a little bit more oily than normal, and that is because it has fat in it. Oh, wow. And so there are some people who are not candidates for that either. So because I do an extensive medical questionnaire, I want to know certain things about you. I want to know if you're on anticoagulants. Those are blood thinners. If you are, then I have you get a statement from your doctor. Just to make sure that this is safe for you. People with autoimmune disorders like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, those things. I need to know from your doctor that this is okay and that you are in remission at the time from this, or I won't take you. Got it. If I assess you and for any reason, if there's some type of contact dermatitis, some kind of skin issue, for any reason, then I won't. I'll have you to see your doctor first or to get that cleared up. And there are some other ailments. Like if you're pregnant, of course, then why would you be here?
Absolutely.
But I've had some.
And what would be the reasons for people to do this surgery? Or this non-invasive surgery?
Well, there are some people who generally just want to feel better.
Yeah.
They want to feel better about themselves, and they are afraid to go under the knife, or not good candidates. Yep. So, those would be reasons. People that are in their workout zone, and they're like, you know what, I'm looking to lose weight, even though I always tell people, this is not your weight loss answer.
Good.
We can liquefy the fat, and anytime you're liquefying fat, inches will equate to pounds.
Yep.
But I need for you to do your part. And so I tell them, this isn't all on me. I have 50% of this. Here's what I'm going to do. This is my promise to you. Yeah. But I need for you to do this.
Yeah.
And it's all in the contract. And so I work along with them. Nice. And it isn't like a tear you down, kind of beat you up thing because life happens.
Yeah.
And so when you come to me every single week or however many days in between that we do these, then it's finding out what was your week like last week? Were you stressed out? How did you feel? Okay, let's get back on it and let's do this week. And let's see how this works next week. Text me. Let me know how you're feeling, And so it's just kind of like a coaching you through. We have anti-aging, those little things I brought there.
Ooh,
But we have
she brought me
anti-aging.
gifts, guys. She brought me gifts.
Who
she
comes
brought me
without gifts?
Who comes with? Well, she's setting a standard that when you come in the studio that you have to bring gifts, and I'm okay with it.
Who
I'm
comes
like,
without
I'm like
gifts?
this right here. I can get used to this. All right, I like this.
So yeah, anti-aging things like radio frequency skin tightening for the face and for the neck to tighten all of that up. As we age, things are going to happen. And I don't mind growing old. I just want to do it gracefully.
Yes.
You know,
I think that's the thing that we have to embrace. You know, it's funny that you say that. Full disclosure, LaTrina, I said, I am horrible at washing my face at night. I'm horrible. I don't know why. I know my mama told me to, but for whatever reason,
Tired. I want to go to bed.
I want to go to bed. Like I got to do a ritual. I got to do a ritual when I wake up, and I got to do one when I go to bed.
Absolutely.
Like, what happens to just go to sleep? But I said in this life of 50 that I've got to practice this. Like I can't. There's no more negotiation, right? There's no more like, I'm going to do it here. No, you're going to have to do it now, right? And so given that, you're going to have to figure out some better resource. You're going to have to tell yourself, you're going to give yourself 10 minutes before you lay that head down and do that. But I think that, you know, when you think about what you're doing, because I do want to ask you, because I hear, you know, I've heard, you know, people have these, the gastro impact, you know, and I'm all for it. But I realize that the people, and I'm glad you address this, the people that do well, the people who do what the doctors say, whatever it is, because they have taken on better habits.
Yes.
And so I love that it is, you said 50%, because the reality of it all is, you know, people are taking what the Lipitor, is it, and it's taking that. What's your thoughts on that?
On the shots?
Yes.
So I was going to go live and say what my thoughts were. But, and the thing is, I didn't want to shoot anybody's business down. But at the end of the day,
tell us.
There are side effects to everything that we do.
Sure.
There are side effects. And so I just feel like if you're going to do the shots, do what it takes to keep it off.
Yeah.
You know, the shots can't be the end all to be all. And there are side effects. You have to get ready for those as well. You know, you're taking a chance. If you're a person with underlying conditions, you know, just make sure that overall, what I hear is that the shots are safe. There are certain things you can't do. Like if you're drinking, you're going to have problems.
Okay.
There are certain things that you just can't do. You still need to work out. There's no way that you're going to get around eating right and working out. I don't care what you do.
So then why you got to do it then, though? So tell
The
me.
shots?
Yeah.
So the thing, because it's quick. This is a microwave generation.
Okay.
We want everything right now. We want to pop it in the microwave, take it out, and that's what it is. It's a quick fix.
Okay.
And the thing is,
if it's telling me to do the same stuff, then why am I having to take this medicine when all I got to do is do this stuff? But like you said, I want it quick.
The truth of the matter is that medicine originally was for people who have diabetes.
That's right. Exactly. So why?
So what it does is, what we all know about weight loss is that your insulin levels control weight loss.
Right.
That's what's happening. It is regulating your insulin levels. Now, if you are a person who your insulin levels are already regulated, you're just overweight and you just need to work out and lose weight. What is this doing to, are you becoming now hypoglycemic? You can pass out from having low blood sugar as well.
Yeah.
And so people need to look at that. You still have to work out. Yeah. You still have to eat right.
So to me,
even when you have liposuction and all of those things, you still have to work out.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But I think you said it, right? I want the microwave. And I think the one thing that we have to learn is that I love that you've built a space where people can be honest about what they want to do, right? And say, hey, and you said, I'm not knocking anybody's business, but the other part of it is you got to do your part.
In anything that we do, you have to do your part. I tell people when they come to see me, and I have people that come in and say, you know what? It's just my stomach. This is all no, it isn't. It isn't just your stomach. We lose weight all over. This is holistic. Yeah. My core values, I am about holistic well-being. Yeah. And this isn't about just having to lose your stomach, because what about the rest of you? Yeah. When you gain that stomach, your arms didn't say we're going to stay small. No.
You're right.
No. Your arms got big, your face got big, your butt got big, everything got big. You know? And there's nothing wrong with that because you gain proportionately.
Yeah.
But now you want to lose unproportionately. You want to take the stomach away, but all of this stuff is still here.
Yeah.
So when we lose, let's lose it the same way we gained it. That's the only thing I'm saying. Let's lose. I haven't, listen, everybody, we fluctuate. This weight go up and down. It's a struggle, especially
when you get past
50.
Come on now. LaTrina, let's just say this is 50. This is for the 50 plus
50
show.
plus.
Okay. And let you know when you go past 50, all the stuff that you said you used to do won't be applicable.
No.
They won't be.
Your metabolism changes.
Yeah.
Everything changes. Everything slows down. And it is life. Thank God for 50.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank
happy.
God. Me too.
At the end of the day, though, we have changes that we need to make according to our age, according to what our bodies are doing. And sometimes we need help.
Sometimes we need help. And I think that's the part that but I also think we need help, but we need to be able to be in a space where there's someone that identifies with me.
Absolutely.
So allowing that to happen produces the results because, you know, you're going in to have surgery with someone who doesn't look like you. It's harder to make those kinds of, to me, they're life changes or, you know, it's a life change.
It's a life change and it may change your life forever. And also the people who are connected to you, their lives forever. And I say that because a year ago, December 10th, I lost a cousin to surgery, to plastic surgery in the Dominican Republic. Wow. And we didn't get her home until a month later. My family had to go all the way up to the Prime Minister in the Dominican Republic just to get her home. Wow. And it was a trying time. It was all over the news. She left 4 daughters here.
I think I remember this story.
It was all over the news.
Yeah.
Not only her, I lost 2 clients since I've been in this business. They were on my schedule. They were having surgery, and I kept calling. They never showed up. I kept calling 2 different, occasions or whatever, but they never showed up. And so I call, and then one time I got someone on the phone to say, hey, she didn't make it through surgery.
Wow.
And so, of course, then the money, because I do post-op care. I take care of people who had surgery post-operatively because I want you to get the best care. Yeah. I change wounds. I make sure that you are good. I put you in your garment. I keep in touch with you, making sure you have everything you need. That's awesome. I do consultations. And even before, I do consultations to make sure that you are doing this safely, to make sure that you've researched your surgeon. Is he board certified plastic surgery or cosmetic surgery? Those are 2 different things.
Like this information, and I say this because I had a friend, I don't know if she still does this, but she was doing it in Florida where she wasn't a nurse, but she was providing the housing. And so I said, and I thought about it, I said, do we have something like this in Chicago? But we do, similar. We do. And so, realizing that people were traveling outside of the state to go to these places. And so the fact that you've built this business, but some people are doing it without the background. Like you have the nursing background, which I am a firm believer that, now that I know what I know, because I've had to deal, as a co-caregiver, is that nurses is really what helped my mother, right? It's the nurses. I mean, the doctors they talk to, they treat, they tell us this, but it's the nurses that care, that will tell you, in all the years I've been doing this, 15 years, this has never happened. Or,
absolutely.
They come, the doctors don't say that.
No.
The doctors just say, you got this, honey, you got this, so we go into surgery or whatever. And that's how it is. And so I think to a certain degree too, LaTrina, I think to me, this is also a heightened awareness of how important our nurses are. And so your background around that to be able to funnel this business into a business that I say now is recession proof, because it is, ain't going away. Hey, this ain't going away, boo. This is not going away because people want this level. And I get someone that looks like me and someone who is going to walk me through this process. Because I think the other problem is you're doing it and you don't have that community. You don't have that family. You don't have that. So I do want to ask you this. What do you see as you build your business? What do you see as like the trend? Is it the over 50 woman? Is it the over 20 women? Like, what do you see as a trend for your business that you see as something, good, bad, or indifferent, but the trend that you see that people do when they come into your, whether that's something that they were told from their family, like, oh, girl, don't do this. And then they show up and it's like, no, honey, that's a lie. That's a myth. That's not true. Because I want to demystify some of that stuff.
So the trend is, I can answer that quick, fast, and hurry. And it doesn't matter what age group. It doesn't matter. The trend is that doesn't work. And you go first and let me see what it's going to do for you. And then I'll go.
Wow.
And so when this person, I've had so many people to come in and say that to me. Oh, all of my people at work are trying to see if it's going to work for me. Or unless they've been referred to me by someone else because they've seen how it worked for that person. But, and so then my thing back to them is, okay, then do your part. Do your part because this works. Wow. Do your part.
So we come with the skepticism.
Of this doesn't work or, this doesn't work. Or I've been somewhere else before and this didn't work for me. But I'm huge on education. Yeah. I'm huge on sitting you down, telling you what you need to do, and not only telling you what you need to do, but why you need to do it. So the reason you have to drink this water isn't because I said so. It is because what is this fat inside of your body? What is that going to do? Your body is just going to soak it back up if you don't do what it takes to get rid of it. So the work that our kidneys do, if we're dehydrated, our liver takes on that function.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so everything is filtered through our liver, even that fat that I'm liquefying. So if you don't have the water to filter it out through your lymphatic system, where's the fat going? Yeah. So I'm not saying drink water just because. We have to feed these cells and we have to get this fat out that I'm liquefying. That's the only way it's going to work.
It is the only way. I mean, it's funny, and I'm saying this, but I'm real talk is that as you get older, I said to myself, I was like, I drink a lot of water, but now that I'm older, if I don't drink enough water, I'm constipated. Like,
listen,
it's like
story of my life.
Like, oh,
you're living my life.
I was like, damn it, I haven't drank enough water. And it's like so telling. Like, but when I was younger, you didn't see this, right? And so now I don't have to go get no over the counter. All I gotta do
is drink some water.
But I think, to your point, we think about medicine, right? And now when you said it, why did we go get the medicine for quick relief?
Quick relief.
When it's, go get you that
right
water.
Now. We want it right now. Yeah. Just drink the water.
Yeah.
And it's like that with everything. Yeah. With everything in life. It's like, I want instant gratification. Yeah. I'm a manual lymphatic therapist. And I did that because I have so many people. I know a lot of people that, and people are sick. They're going through whatever. But my mom has lupus, and she wouldn't mind me saying this.
Okay.
I'm so big on HIPAA. Okay. But she wouldn't mind me saying
awesome.
this. She has lupus. My oldest son, his father passed away from lupus at 48.
Okay.
And so my thing was to be able to not only help people that go away and have surgery and come back and need post-op care, but it was to help people who have autoimmune disorders, lymphedema, lipedema, cancer. They've had cancer and now their hands and everything swell because they've had lymph nodes removed. And so I take patients like that as well. I want to help relieve them of their pain. And so, when they come into me and we're doing the manual lymphatic massages, it feels good for them to get up and say, you know what, my legs feel better.
Wow.
Or the swelling has gone down. Like I've had 2 children that come to me because they're being teased at school.
Wow.
And one, her mom really couldn't afford the services.
Okay.
And so, to be able to give away services.
That's awesome.
To be able to give away services and say.
And why were they teasing them? Because of they were
because
busy.
of their legs. So the legs are huge. They look like tree trunks.
Yep. I have a friend I can't say, but I will tell you, and I want to make that connection because she talked about this. That she like her legs are huge, and she has some autoimmune or something. But she said that she has a rare, I guess, condition. She's found doctors. So to your point, nobody can address it. Nobody can do that. And I think that's the part that you provide is like nobody can address it. They don't know what to do with her. And so she's in pain
all the time.
She was like, some days I can't get out the bed. Sometimes I can't put on my clothes. And this is a 50-year-old woman.
Young.
Like, that's unreal. And so, just being able to understand that human body and knowing that there is a spa that specifically addresses that. So I do want you to share where the spa is, how people can connect with you, your website, a number of things that people can connect with you.
Okay, we are located at 1935 West 95th Street. We are in the Beverly area of Chicago. So we're right there on 95th Street by Damon. Okay, our website is Bijou, that's B as in boy, IJOU, bodyspa.com. So we're very easy to find. We are on Instagram as Bijou Body Spa. We are on Twitter. I am on LinkedIn.
Okay.
As LaTrina Joshua.
Okay.
So we're just kind of all over the place.
I love it. So you're all over the place.
Facebook. I have a Facebook group actually.
Oh,
it's
okay.
called Bijou Health and Wellness. So I have a Facebook group for Bijou Body Spa.
Okay.
But I also have a Facebook group for Bijou Health and Wellness.
Is that for your clients?
That's for anyone can join Bijou Health and Wellness. Right now we have a weighted hula hoop challenge going on.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So I'm real good at that.
Come on, do it.
I mean, LaTrina, when I say I'm real good,
really,
like real good at it. We did it in a challenge, and here I am talking about myself. But I'm gonna say this.
Let's talk about it.
We did a challenge at my fitness studio, and we did a challenge, and I won to be the person that was able to hula hoop the longest, and with the weighted hula hoop. And it was like, I think it was me. I think I did it for 30 minutes, but I will tell you this. The other part is I used to do it. You just brought something in me. I would sit and watch TV and hula hoop during COVID. Like I just wanted to move. So I love hula hooping.
It's amazing.
Isn't it amazing?
Right now we have a 10-day hula hoop challenge going on. And today is the day that we started on the 4th. And today, everyone is supposed to be doing 400 today.
400 reps?
400, today. Yeah, they're supposed to be. So we started at 100, and so they're supposed to be doing 400 reps today. And so we're going up every day until they get to 600. Me, I could sit there and do 1,000 easy.
Me
easy.
too. I don't know. I mean, and I just be going.
Just going.
I know.
Just going. That's right.
Y'all don't understand. We over here
That's
moving.
Right, we're moving. 2 weeks ago, I had them doing a smoothie challenge. I put the smoothies out there that we wanted to drink, and I had them doing it. And it really is just about overall health and just trying to do this in a way where people just kind of won't really realize that they're getting healthy. Yeah. We all have challenges.
Yeah, we do.
But this health thing, if we can just kind of get that together, and then all we need is a little motivation. We all need someone. You can't live in this world by yourself.
If I don't say that so much, I know my boy, he's like, I said, we need somebody. This idea, culturally, we don't need nobody. You don't need, yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Yes. Matter of fact, you really do. Like so much so that we didn't told ourselves because community needs community, right? People need community. Like when you experience, and I'll say this, just to let people know, I have experienced high cholesterol, but I eat healthy. I'm a pescatarian. I don't eat fried food. Like I work out. Like it's this, but what we're figuring out is that some of it's genetics.
I was gonna say
right, but also realizing as you talk to the people, guess what happens? Girl, I got the same problem.
Yes.
So if you don't need anybody, then what the heck you say it out there because somebody else can say, I have the same problem. Let me tell you what I did, or let me tell you what's been working, or girl, I'm struggling. Like I don't want to do. And I think having these communities that can support it where it's safe. And here's the other thing. This is the other part. And I'm sure you know this. you know how they say, well, we can't share. See, the problem that I believe is that you should be sharing. Like your health, what you're struggle with, you should be doing that. Because if you do that, then they can assess better. We go home, we don't ask, you don't say anything. And I think that's what happens. And so we get in this space, and I certainly am learning that I don't want to get on meds. So I am doing everything possible to not get on. Not because, let me be clear, right? Said it. It's because you said the side effects. Mm-hmm. I don't want the side effects.
Listen, it wasn't lupus that killed my son's father. It was the side effects from the long-term use of prednisone.
There it is.
That killed him.
Wow.
He was on dialysis 10 hours a day. My son was a perfect match for a kidney, but he couldn't get strong enough to get it. So imagine, and here's what you said was right dead on. We don't share enough. We want to keep everything to ourselves and then get on social media and act like it's a perfect life. It isn't a perfect life for any of us. We're going to go through some adversity in this life because life be lifing.
Life be lifing. Life be lifing.
Life be lifing. So at the end of the day, my thing when I went out there to do all of that with Bijou Health and Wellness, I've had Bijou Body Spa. And when people come in and we do consultations, but I wanted to reach more people with Bijou Health and Wellness. I've been going through this stomach thing since 2012. Wow. Where they were telling me you have pelvic floor dysfunction. Oh, one of the best hospitals, Northwestern. Mm-hmm. You have pelvic floor dysfunction for all of these years.
Wow.
They've misdiagnosed me.
Wow.
September 12th this year, I had a colonoscopy that said you have inflammatory bowel disease.
Wow.
Now, inflammatory bowel disease can be a precursor to colon cancer.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking I'm eating all the things right. I'm thinking broccoli, cauliflower,
Come on.
Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
All of these things that we like to eat
are
all of the things I should not have been eating.
Wow.
With that. And so I decided, so I went back to the doctor for the follow-up, and he was like, yeah, you have inflammatory bowel disease, and your test came back with these levels here, and we have to put you on high levels of prednisone right now to bring it down. When I heard that, I had already started doing what I needed to do to reverse this. Mm-hmm. So I told him, I said, do the test again. I said, because I guarantee you my numbers are not that. All you have to do is tell me what it is and I can reverse it. Wow. Tell me what it is. He told me what it was. When I got back to him, I got those levels back 2 weeks ago. Wow. Normal. So the normal level for it was 50. Okay. Mine was at 489. Wow. My inflammatory levels was at 489. And
you did that. Wow.
I have been eating, like I said, the things that we feel like are healthy. But when he actually told me this is what it is, I was like, okay, I know what to do now.
And then you just eliminated all of that.
I just eliminated all of those things. Some other raw things, because with that, you really can't eat anything raw.
Right, because it's too hard.
It's too hard on the stomach. It's too harsh on the stomach. And when I say it, I've been going through a serious flare-up for the last 7 months. Yeah, can't eat, vomiting, all of these things. Can't sleep at night. Yeah. And so, but you just go on because we've been taught to just keep moving.
Yeah. And you're absolutely right. And I say this because my mother just recently passed from colon cancer. And so knowing that a lot of her everything, so my mother could eat, we learned she couldn't eat cabbage. She couldn't eat roughish. Like it was so bad. And so they were giving her prednisone, right? And so, but I'm going to tell you something, because she was that age, she was just taking it, right? Because, and I get it. You just taking it, right? Yeah. But realizing that we had to sit still and understand, okay, let's eliminate this. Let me do this. And I get it. But this is why your spas, these are why these are important. So I'm saying to our listeners, like, if some of this resonates, and normally I don't do this, guys, I just let people's story, but I really feel led that if any of things that LaTrina is saying to you, like right now, that you have a family member, your child, you need to reach out to her, because before you make the move, before you take the medicine, just talk to somebody else, just have that conversation, because I think we listen to the doctors and you said it. Okay, take another test. I'm going to go home and I'm going to fix it and then give me the medicine. And so you actually helped me that my doctor, even though she started off with the supplements, I was like, I'm not taking it. I said, I'm going to figure this thing out. I'm going to learn something. I'm going to do something. This number is going to come back. My girlfriend was like, the next time I want you to take it at a different hour. Like you gotta understand that it could be, you were still caring for your mother. It could be genetic and it might've been higher based on that, but it could have been stress that kind of just made it go a little bit higher.
Really?
You know? So I think the best thing that you said was you told the doctor, give me the other test. And I think we accept what they present instead of saying, give me 3 months. I'm coming back. I'll get a test.
You have to be an advocate for yourself because to them, and I'm not going to say all of them. I have several friends that are doctors and they are amazing. Like I love them so much. But to most of them, you're a number. Like next, you know? And so we have to be more intentional.
Yep.
We have to be more intentional and not just looking for a quick fix to say, okay, give me this medicine so I can feel better. Do you want to feel better for a moment or do you want to feel better for a lifetime?
Yep.
And I am not saying don't take your medication. By no means am I saying that. So let's get that clear.
Yes, she did not. No, nobody is saying. I'm not telling anybody
just because I didn't take mine.
Correct, and I didn't take mine.
Right,
but understand that that's a choice that you make. But what we didn't do was we decided not to take the medicine and do something about it. I'm not going to take the medicine and just let it be. And continue to do what you do.
Absolutely.
You've got to realize that space. And so I think the other piece that I've learned through this process too is you need a lot more fiber as I get older. So it's like what you just said.
Depending on your situation.
Correct. Yeah.
Depending on your situation.
That's true.
Because you could have a situation going on and you think it's one thing and it's something totally different.
Yeah. This has been, guys, right here in Chicago, we're talking about Women's History Month. And I think that to talk about women in the space of like healthcare, I think it's just powerful. Don't get me wrong. We love beauty, right? We understand beauty. We love it. We love our glosses. We love all of that. And that's important. But really, what I love that literally LaTrina is telling us is that really taking a stab at how we want to be well and making sure that we're well. And so this studio is here on the South Side. But as she mentioned, she also has a Facebook for those that just want to be in a wellness group and want to be part of it. Maybe this is not the decision. You don't live in Chicago, because I tell everybody as they listen to this podcast, you can gain something out of this to be able to build on that. And as we close, we do like to ask this, LaTrina, why do Black businesses matter?
Black businesses matter because we need to make sure that we continue to rotate our dollars in our community. The thing is, what I always hear people say is, I tried to support a Black business. But they treated me this way. Now, I am big on customer service. I'm so big on customer service. And what I find with us is that we have to do extra.
Yes.
Because people expect us in our business to go above and beyond because we are Black.
Correct.
But they don't expect that same thing from our white counterparts.
Correct.
They just don't.
Correct, LaTrina.
And so our businesses matter because our dollars, if we do not keep our dollars in our communities, we literally will perish as a race. Yeah. We will.
That's so true.
There are more Black business. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
There are more Black businesses now, than there ever were. Like there's down 90. I'm on the 95th Street business. Yeah. So that is the 95th Street business district. My son has a store right across the street.
Wow.
My sister has a school down the street, not a daycare. Wow. She has a school.
Wow.
All the way to 8th grade.
Wow.
And so when I say that, I am so proud of our people and what we are doing and the fact that we've been able to sustain through COVID.
Come on.
It may not have been easy.
Yeah, but we're here.
But we're here.
But we're here, and we still here, and we're not
still
going
here.
anywhere.
And some of us have expanded.
Correct. And one of the things I saw a post today that Pharrell Williams said, like for 2024, and I shared it with some friends and speaking around, and what he spoke about is we have got to just build our businesses. We got to collaborate. Like for 2024, we cannot look to these political leaders to bail us out, to make anything. And it is so true. Like we're leaning, we just have to build our own. We just got to build. And I think as as I have this conversation with you probably 3 years ago, I would be like clueless, right? But to know that, we're constantly pivoting, we're constantly evolving, and we're constantly innovating to be able to solve a problem. Because what you're doing is solving a problem.
Absolutely.
You're solving a problem.
But you have to be. In order to be in business,
absolutely.
you have to be solving a problem.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, what do I need you for?
What? It means we need to solve it. So
absolutely.
Realizing this, and I want you guys to know that, not only is LaTrina fabulous, because she is fabulous. That's how I met her. And I didn't tell you guys, we were at a networking event. She admired my bag because that's just what that's what we do. That's what we do. Oh, I love your bag. And so she was like, girl, let me tell you, why didn't you get it? So they got on me because I didn't buy 5 bags, which I should have.
I wanted one.
And so she wanted one. And so from there, just based on that, I was like, I love, and we got a chance. She told me about her business. She was in Goldman Sachs, and I told her about, us. We have been in everything but Goldman Sachs. And so I said, we want you on the show. And so we've never had, and I'm just saying, like, this is the other thing, we've never had this business. We feature a lot of business. And that's the part that, what I want people to understand, that Black businesses, we are popping in beauty. We're popping in wellness. We're popping in all these areas. So we have to stop saying that doesn't exist. And let me say this. The people that don't look like us, we have to tell them. We have to say, hey, as a matter of fact, they concentrate on this. And it's okay, because here's what happens. We were supporting them when we didn't have this. So it's okay to go to them. Yes. It's okay to go to them. Know that it's okay.
It is okay.
It is okay if you don't look. It's okay. Because what you're going to do is you're going to get well. You're going to have wellness. You're going to have the coaching. You're going to have the support. And I think sometimes that's the other part that we're not excluding. We're actually just saying, hey, dag, it's finally somebody that looks like us.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, woo,
yeah.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you for that. So we have to understand that. So as we wrap up, we do like to ask this question. What brings you joy?
What brings me? Family. Yeah. Family brings me joy. My house is the gathering house. It is that house. My grandmother and them did it. They did it when I was growing up.
I love
and
it.
So my house is that house. I did Thanksgiving at my house. Yeah. So everyone just expect me. I get all the text messages. They're coming in now for Christmas.
Of course they are.
But
you set it up. My grandma set it up, and you took the baton and was like, I got this.
And I'm that person. My family in Alabama and my family in Baltimore, they all call me so that we can connect. I have a large family, thank God, because family means everything. But I'm that person that they're like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And so I appreciate being that person.
That's
so
awesome.
Family means everything. If you don't have family, you don't have anything.
That's awesome. Yes, I believe that. I love when people say that, because I think as we grow, as we become wiser, we recognize the importance of it and the fact that there is joy in it and around us. So, guys, this has just been a joy to have LaTrina just walk us through this. And as I mentioned to you all, even if you're not here, there are ways that you can connect. The Facebook, give them the name of the Facebook group again.
So the Facebook group is Bijou Health and Wellness.
And Bijou is BIJOU. And that you can learn a lot more there. And obviously Bijou Body Spa, which is on the south side of Chicago in the Beverly community, that if you want to perhaps look into some of the services that she offers. And so they are cutting edge in what they offer around this. But what you don't understand is you're going to get a LaTrina. So I want to just say that. You're going to get a LaTrina who is just radiant in every way. And so that's the other part that you can't get any other way. So I am so excited that we were able to have you on here. And so listeners, it's Women's History Month. Keep rocking with all of these amazing women-owned businesses. You know that we are sharing their stories and making sure that they are highlighted during this time. And so we want to make sure that you understand that, during this month, share this business with a friend, share this business with a colleague, post their information. The best thing that we can do is collaborate and share. And that's the best thing we can do. And collaboration could be something that you might see in this business. There's something you want to offer, and maybe you want to collaborate with her business. So in 2024, let's take a different approach in how we support and be able to just share and share with a friend, share this link, text them, whatever you need to do during this Women's History Month, that we highlight women and we just flood the profiles, that we just flood text messages this month, because I think that this month is one of the most powerful months, and I want to do it with mainly Black women. I love my women, and I say this, I love my women of color, but we certainly love when we can share Black businesses, Black women-owned businesses that are there. So guys, thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
The Black Businesses Matter podcast is produced by the L3 Agency, a culturally sensitive influencer, marketing, and communications firm in Chicago, where relationships are our currency, passion is our profit maker, and people are our bottom line. Follow us on Instagram at Black Businesses Matter.